Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotech here, and today we are going over the hot fix, or I guess it's a patch? Yeah, no, it's a full patch. So we're going over the patch notes for 7.2, which dropped pretty much immediately. This got thrown out. What's interesting is that we also got confirmation that, as you can see here, that this is going to be the last patch before Bashiva and the Tiger Warriors arrive in 8.0. Apparently, we're going to be getting public news about all of that in mid-April. I would guess, based on the idea that they're going to be doing mid-April as the release date, that makes me think that they're probably going to be aiming for a early to mid-May launch. Because I would be willing to bet that Bashiva's DLC, we're probably going to get almost all the information about it like 1 to probably like 2 weeks before it goes live, give or take. But we'll go ahead and go over all the patch notes. There's a little thing that some members of the community sent me about what one of the devs said on stream that I want to cover, because they kind of did a post patch release stream where they talked about a little bit of information that I think is going to be interesting and relevant. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, we have the redesign of the Devotees of Slaanesh, which is something that has been very heavily asked for. As in the original build, they all basically looked the exact same. There were very, very few differences between them. And now there is significant, oh my gosh, that is like night and day difference. Yeah, the other ones basically just looked like dark elves that were wearing purple robes, but there was nothing Slaanesh on them. Like, there was nothing Slaanesh about them. And now we can see they have like Slaanesh adornments. They have significantly more gold trim and details. They actually have different hairstyles, or like notably, not like crazy different, but significantly more different. They still all have, it looks like they all probably still have the same face model, I think. But it looks like they have like different earrings and a bunch of other stuff. So they gonna look pretty damn different. I'll need to hop into the game at some point because I'm curious to see how much different they are going to look actually in game. But I do think it is a substantial improvement. They're much paler, which also helps them match along with the Anointed of Slaanesh. You can see they're almost kind of like along the process of the Anointed, where you can see like the blood is starting not to be like, from all the hallucinogens and the drugs and stuff that they're taking, basically the Warhammer's version of Dark Eldar, they're starting to change, which is really, really cool. So I think this is definitely an excellent step in the right direction, and I'm really pleased to see it. General stuff. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So we've got so we got a lot of, basically they have fixed a lot of little soft locks or just annoying things. So making it where you're not accidentally clicking on buttons that you didn't mean to mess up little scripted tours at the start of campaigns and such. Scholarly Purity Edict now actually does what it says it's supposed to do. The Carnival of the Damned Unholy Manifestation now actually applies the penalties. Let's see, some other just little things. Fix some crashes, fix issue with Eternal Dances. Onboarding, fix some, fixing a lot of onboarding issues. Sale no longer downgrades his own fortress. That's good. Fushao now has a port when colonized by NORSCA. Oh, only one port, so they had multiple ports. That's probably good. Exalted heroes on Path to Glory for Slaanesh will now get 4 boons instead of 3, so they'll be standardized with like the other characters, so that's a lot better. Let's see, we have when winning against the Allegiance of the Gods faction with, I think that's the NORSCA event, you no longer get a subjugation dilemma because you're just supposed to wipe that faction out. Let's see, fixing HP values not updating when obtaining HP increasing skills. That's definitely important. Fix some other little annoying things. Oh, okay, so Azhag now has his generic diplomacy lines properly working when you're collecting him, or when you're selecting him on the diplomacy screen. That's nice. So Azhag is going to have much more Azhagisms. Let's see. Ashland's Highborn Champions tech now increases the recruitment rank of Lord Heroes when it's supposed to. Cool. Fixed issue with effects from Black Art's building stating... okay, good. So the Black Arc is now buffing itself, which it wasn't before. Lords who do not have a recruitment cost will no longer display a cost in recruitment tab. That's good. The Highland Woodlands building train should now provide all of its effects to Silver and Guard, Rangers, and Ships Company in addition to all of the other units. Cool. So they've added the DLC units to the resource buildings. Fixed how HP is updating when changing mounts. Good. The Exalted Hero Slaanesh now has Siege Attacker when mounted. Okay. Fixed an issue with the quest battle Tower of Asheris as Sail. You are war with the Western Provinces in the Jaded Court. Ammunition bonus effect from Zinch Corruption should now apply the correct amount of extra ammunition in the provinces with multiple owning factions. Okay, so that's good. So if you're supposed to be getting buffs, you now are. Looks like that wasn't working properly. Fixed an issue where life mages weren't able to move if they had auto skill upgrade on. They hit 50. That's oddly specific, but good, it's fixed. Azazel's faction, the Ecstatic Legions, should now receive the missions for unlocking Styrkaar, the Swordsfineer, when the Lord reaches rank 11. Okay, so this one's kind of a big deal. That one is actually a surprisingly big deal. One of the things that I have been pushing very heavily on, and one of the things that I have been poking CA about over and over and over again, and I would really appreciate anyone's listening help on this if y'all would consider posting about it on the forums or the subreddit. And if you do, feel free to send me a link and I'll come in there and be like, hey, I support this opinion. That I very much think NORSCA should have Styrkaar, the Swordsfineer, as well. I see no reason why Styrkaar should not be available to all of the Norscan factions. If Scylla Anfringrim is available to them, there's no reason that Styrkaar shouldn't be. You know, they're both Norskins. They are Norscan characters who are part of Norscan tribes. Scylla is like a big monkey chaos spawn that is used by a tribe, and Styrkaar, the Norscan of the Swordsfineer, a Norscan tribe who lives in NORSCA and stayed in NORSCA until Archaon came and got him. So I see no reason whatsoever he shouldn't be available to NORSCA. He would provide like a really nice legendary hero for them and give them like a cool Slaanesh thing character to go along with like Kihar the Tormentor, just like you have Kilgore Slaymane alongside Scylla Anfringrim. And plus, Styrkaar is kind of designed the way they've designed like his skill tree and his talents and stuff. He's focused on buffing Marauder units. So yeah, just do that. Let him buff, especially let him buff like all the different Norscan cavalry units maybe. So maybe he gives buffs to Marauders, perhaps Marauder champions, and then like Kurgan horsemen or something. I don't know. But I definitely think he should be added. And the reason I'm saying this is there was a comment by one of the developers. So someone in the Discord actually literally yesterday messaged me a screenshot. In fact, here, you know what? Let me like dig it up real fast. I just have to okay, so if I go into here, yeah, someone in the community messaged me about this. Oh god, I have to remember what thing it's in. This is where I probably should have looked it up before I started recording, but how about the weather, right? Hopefully you're all doing very well. Oh god, was it not in here? No, I'm pretty sure it's in here. I think people have just been talking a lot today. But essentially what the post is about is that someone for CA had oh, here we go. So if I open this, should have, where did it open to? Open link. Here we go. So this is a post from Creative Assembly before Tides of Torment came out. And it says, Azazel does not have access to Styrkaar. This was discussed with Games Workshop, but it was decided to give this legendary hero to Slaanesh and Undivided only. So that's dumb. He should have been available to Azazel, and he should have been available to NORSCA. But we see here that things change, and that's the thing, right? Is that we cannot take rejections from Games Workshop or even CA lying down when it's an important issue. You got to keep the argument fresh. You got to keep pushing on it, because sometimes their opinions will change, and this is one of those times. So we now see that Azazel, after several months of being told no, they said, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, you can have him get access to Styrkaar. And the same should be true for NORSCA. There is no good argument why Styrkaar should not be available to NORSCAN players. Y'all know it's not subtle. I've been very, very open about it, and I think I need to do a standalone video about it. That one of my long-term goals for NORSCA is for them to have a legendary hero from each of the Dark Gods. So we've got our Undivided character with Bjork Bearstruck. We have our Khorne character with Scylla Anfengrim. My deepest hope in like the grand scheme would be we get like Styrkaar as the Slaanesh character. If for the end times they're doing the full Glotkin book, then I would like to get Gutrot Spume as a legendary hero for NORSCA, because he is also a Norscan warlord that leads a Nurgle Plague Fleet from NORSCA that ventures around the Sea of Claws and the Sea of Chaos. And also he led a Norscan invasion of the Empire, which did not go well. And then for Tzeentch, I really would like to get King Adela from Skeggy, because I think it'd be really cool to have like Skeggy representation. Because that's such an exotic part of Norscan culture, is having a Norscan that's from across the entire planet. But King Adela is very much a roleplay character and not really a part of like the grander narrative. So I feel like we probably won't get King Adela, but we could get Galrach. Galrach I feel like is an easy slam dunk. And I feel like Galrach should also be available to NORSCA, because he has participated in various fights and has lived in NORSCA. And also, like, if you can have Chaos Frost Dragons in your faction, then why can't you have the father of all Chaos Dragons? That seems perfectly reasonable to me, and that would give us one of each. But anyway, moving on. Improve some interactions with quest battles by speeding them up. That's good. I really dislike if you're playing a quest battle and you're just, like, waiting for reinforcements to show up. I really think quest battles should be pretty aggressive with their deployments to try and keep players busy. Manipulation between certain factions. The High Elves and Trinket Court wasn't working. High Elves should now be able to manipulate the diplomatic relations between any two factions. That's good. I still think this is a mechanic that's undervalued by the vast majority of players, but I feel like it's one of those things that if you wanted to really showcase it, you'd have to sit down and play like tons of campaigns and demonstrate that it actually gets things done. Which it may not is the thing. Like, I need to sit down and actually test it a bunch, but like it would just be a lot of sitting there and just clicking on buttons. I still think that it would be better to rework the Intrigue at Court to just make it simple diplomacy things, and you just adjust the price as needed. So it's like, oh, you can force non-aggression between two factions, or you can force kind of like how Tzeentch can force a bunch of stuff. I would have it where the High Elves just are able to force diplomacy matters. I understand why they might not want to do that, because they might want to be like, well, that should be like kind of unique to those factions that can do it. And the High Elves are able to like manipulate how factions feel about each other very, very cheaply. But it feels like it's one of those things that's it's very difficult for players to feel like it's actually having an effect. Dark Elf Long Victory Reward should once again grant slave income instead of global recruitment capacity. Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's Long Victory Reward, so I feel like the percentage of players that will ever get this versus the amount of players who will even get a Long Victory is puny. And then beyond that, the amount of players who will then continue playing their campaign is even less. So it's whatever. Fix an issue with great recruiting lords at higher level with a mount spawns them with missing HP. Oh no, that's not good. Well, good they fixed that. Wa army should not take attrition while in garrison. Good. Let's see. AI factions now consider positioning their forces close to a nearby settlement besieged by an ally ready to reinforce an assault. They will be more inclined to do this if there is a war coordination request from the ally for the besieged settlement, and even more so if the ally is a human and or their vassal master. If all these conditions are met, the AI will consider reinforcing even assaults it would otherwise deem too risky. Nevertheless, the behavior is not 100% guaranteed. The AI may still choose to help in a different way, like engaging other enemy forces nearby or just raiding the region. That's super interesting. I feel like that's going to be another one of those things that's going to require testing to really get a good handle on. That could be amazing, but it also could feel not like a big deal. That's one of those things I kind of need to test. I feel like a Warriors of Chaos campaign would probably be the easiest way to test that. I'm due for a Warrior of Chaos campaign now that I think about it, so I might mess around with this sometime really soon. Units. Chimera should now receive benefits from texts and skills of Warrior Chaos factions. Good. Glade Lords on Great Stag mounts now receive all the benefits they would while on any mount. Good. Fix some little stuff. Fix an issue with some units missing from tech. Maelstrom from Lokir Felhard has had his stats adjusted to match other Black Dragons. Cool. Famir Noble should now be able to equip all special follower ancillaries, which other Norscan heroes can. Good. Zhao Ming's skill, Lord of Shengyang, should now increase the weapon strength of any ogres in the army, not just mercenaries. That's very, very nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Zhao Ming should be encouraging you to take as many ogres as possible, which means mercenaries and allies, not just mercenaries. Fixing the issue with the skill Devious Flames of Azric the Maze Keeper, where it was actually increasing the fire resistance of enemy armies instead of reducing it. That is hilarious. I still wish they would make him easier to acquire with Kairos, or any of the Tzeentch characters, actually, because I always forget the Changeling exists. I do feel like I wish they would give you like a little quest that would let you confederate him, even if he's like obliterated, instead of having to just try and beat Teclis to the punch. Because like it's doable, but you have to go through a very specific process of making sure you give him a settlement in the Southern Chaos Waste right next to you before Teclis kills him. The character trait Conscientious should now properly increase the rank of lords and heroes recruited to Sea Patrol Outpost. Cool. Altharian's skill Grim Discipline should now properly apply it to all the DLC units. Very nice. Upkeep reduction, Tyrion's trait Great Warrior should now reduce the upkeep of Shit's Company. Cool. Fix an issue where different Norscan lords would get different versions of the innate skill Diabolic Splendor. That's the second time they've had to fix that. Though it's fine, because there were two different versions of it, but both versions for some reason were good, so it wasn't like a huge deal if you got one or the other. But there was a really, really bad one that they got rid of, because I remember when we had an early version of Tides of Torment, I was like, there's several Diabolic Splendors, and one of them is trash, and they got rid of the really bad one, but we still had two for some reason, so I'm glad that's now fixed. Fix an issue where ability or bound spell given by a character trait may not appear. That's nice. Famir Nobles can no longer get sneaky because it has no effect for them. Very nice, very nice. We don't like redundant traits. That's never good. Mismages and mages with restraint should now properly apply the effects of the trait to their armies. Okay. Fixed Tarmacon AI not being able to finish his chieftain's progressions. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know it used the mechanic, so that's nice. That might make Tarmacon AI slightly better. Hard to hit for Dragonship Admirals is now only 2 skill points to 3. Cool. Spell intensity from the Shadows Shiver step choice in the stance, the Symphony of Excess, should now apply to all caster heroes as it's meant to. Cool. Fixed issue where Azric the Maze Keeper and... Oh, wait. Azric the Maze Keeper. That's the Norscan character. I was thinking about... I was thinking about the other goofball. Devious Flames. Oh, right. Okay. That's the Norscan big bird. Whoops. You can tell my brain went to the wrong place. I still maintain everything I was saying about what's... Oh, my God. I can't remember his name. The big bird from the first game. Oh God, that's gonna bother me. Oh God, that's gonna bother me. Whatever. So now they get the Collapse of Grand Cathay tech. Very cool. Fix an issue with the order of spells in the Great Shaman Sorcerer skill tree. All right. Remove the unholy manifestation source from Takala's breakdown for her thrall source. That's good because she does not have access to unholy manifestations, which she shouldn't. I'm glad she doesn't because she is a mortal character, not a demon character. The stand your ground skill for Dragonship Admirals now requires only one of the previous skill to unlock, making him standard. Fix an issue with overcasting Flensing Horror would not spread nor show its overtime visual. Removed anti-infantry from Marauders of Slaanesh as they are not particularly specialized against it. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder how much of an effect that might make in multiplayer. I can't imagine it'll be significant, but that's interesting. Fix the scope of the crushing trait on Sea Helms. Fix an issue where cut to change tactic did not remove Feral Rage from the Wyverns correctly. That's good. Fix an issue with Ritual Pestilence, Ritual Plague, now increase Epidemius' tally mechanic, which that's really helpful. Okay, I thought they did, but that's good that that does what it should be doing now. Techs. Fix an issue with teaching the tech list wasn't being properly applied to the following techs. Fix an issue where the Riders of Helltech wasn't being properly applying properly the Beastbreaker ammo to the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. Okay. UI stuff. I don't think any of this is super important for all the stuff that we talked about. Nope. Okay. Yeah, this is just fixing like little annoying stuff. Battle information. Fixed Iceland VO to use the correct voiceover actor when he's mounted on a Star Dragon. Oh, well, that is good. Fix the missing sounds in the Arachnarok spider's movements. Fix an issue with the Blessed Tome Masterwork item. Could still target a character below 50% health when used by the AI. It can now no longer target its bearer. Additionally, added a quality of life improvement. The item is now inactive while the bearer is fleeing. Okay. Devastating Flanker is now on the Exalted Heroes of Slaanesh when they're on their mounts in skirmish play. Fix some camera stuff. Fix some map stuff. AI. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, we got a number of AI things. Resolve situations where the AI army is taking too much time to storm the settlement after routing the enemy units in front of the city gates. Okay, so getting rid of an exploit. Resolve situations where the AI is creating spaghetti lines when entering minor settlements. Awesome. Resolve situations where AI units can get stuck entering minor settlements. Very good. Awesome. Resolved into problem with AI deployment in major settlements and battles where there are breaches before the battles even begins. Very, very good. These are all excellent. These are all very good. In land battles, the AI will no longer split its army to chase groups of only flying units. That's good. That's good. Fixing more exploits. We like that. Resolved chaotic AI movements linked to reinforcement and choke point battles. Okay, that's really, really good. Yeah, the AI in choke point battles, especially when they get reinforcements, like, holy moly, it would be bad. They would just sit there just moving back and forth over and over and over again. Resolve situations where AI commanders are aggressively flip-flopping behind their own armies. Good. Resolve situation where the AI magistrate is refusing to ever go into melee. Okay, and then AI-controlled Yuan Bo is more likely to use his dragon form in melee combat. All right, this all looks fantastic. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. So, the last thing we have to talk about was provided to me from one of our lovely moderators. Thank you again, Mr. Vorn, who found me this little moment from the I won't be able to pop that out. Okay, so I'll just say what it is then. So in the stream that they did afterwards, apparently roughly 14 minutes into the stream that Creative Assembly did today, they said that while there are a number of AI fixes for siege battles, which we saw down here, the siege rework is not ready yet. They were hoping it was going to be ready with Bashiva, to my understanding, but it seems that while they are making good progress and they're feeling quite positive about it, ultimately it is not going to be ready in time. So that means that Bashiva, so 8.0 is probably going to come out. I'm betting it's going to come out in May. And then the Siege rework is going to come out sometime after Bashiva. I'm assuming that is going to be a patch. I don't think they're going to wait until the end times. I think they're going to release it when it's ready, which is good. I don't want them to rush it to add it with Bashiva, and I also don't want them to delay Bashiva to add it to like wait for her. yeah, I think it's that. I think it's the right decision. The siege rework has got to be good. It has to be good. I feel like we've been through like 2 or 3 siege reworks since Warhammer 3 came out, and every single one of them has been a meh burger at best. Like I think they've all been rough improvements, but they've been like baby steps. And we need one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind type situation right now. We've had the small step. I need the leap. So I'm very much hoping that we're going to be getting the leap with the siege update, which I would bet is going to be 8.1. Assuming that there isn't like severe issues with 8.0, in which case we might see a hotfix. But that would be 8.0.1 now I think about it. So I'm suspecting that 8.1 is going to be our patch that we're going to see the siege rework, and then because I imagine they're going to want to have it before the end times. With the end times, hopefully, to my understanding, is still currently on schedule. So sometime in summer, I would be shocked if it's not August. But anyway, so I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Some pretty good stuff in here. Nothing like crazy. I do think that we got a pretty big W for Azazel flares. I think the Devotees of Slaanesh look so much better. Literally my only complaint is it looks like they all still have the same face model, but like I don't look at the faces that much in game, so I admittedly don't care that much because you have to zoom all the way in to be able to see the faces, and I'm pretty sure if I was to actually go look at other elf factions, they probably have a lot more shared faces that you just don't really pay attention to. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this. Do let me know what y'all think. Is there anything that got fixed that you're like, oh, thank God? Are there any issues that you're still waiting for them to squash? Don't say the gate bug. don't do it. Don't get your hands off the keyboard. I could see typing it in. Stop it. We know that's gonna hopefully be addressed with the siege rework. Yeah, please God, let the siege rework be good. I think I'm more nervous about the siege rework than I am about everything in the end times. Like I feel like the end times, as long as it's not like completely busted and they don't charge a gajillion dollars for it, it's gonna be fine. It'll be great. But the siege rework is like, that's where I'm like, I'm a little nervous. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later.